Hello, Uruguay. You are watching Dark Melody, and this is Santeri from Cemetery Skyline and Amorphis.
Buenas a todos y bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista aquí en The Dark Melody. Hoy tuve el honor de entrevistar al señor Santeri Kallio, tecladista de Amorphis y de CEMETERY SKYLINE, quienes se van a estar presentando el próximo 13 de septiembre en Buenos Aires, en Uniclub, junto a Jalas, una fecha imperdible en la que vamos a estar presentes. Así que bueno, los dejamos con la charla. Okay, my name is Alejandro. I'm from Uruguay, in Latin America, and this is gonna be like a short interview regarding your coming day with Cemetery Skyline on the September the 13th on Buenos Aires, Argentina, right? Um,
Yes.
and this will be Cemetery Skyline's first Latin American tour, right? So it's quite impressive to be able to do this tour with just one studio album and being a relatively new band. So how do you feel about all of this?
Well, we are quite surprised that we have a chance to come to South America, of course, because we are a new band and uh, we don't really know what to expect. But we had one show in booked already to the United States, the Prog Power,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of work to fly intercontinental flights and get all the gear there. And so we started to think about like would be lovely to go down the hill from Atlanta to do some South American shows, and we didn't really know what to expect. But then we contacted our good friend Eric, who actually started to book the shows, and suddenly he had like I think we have two Mexico, Colombia, Chile, two Argentinas, and Brazil. So we are very excited and very happy that everything worked out.
Yeah, very excited to be there. I'm gonna be there, of course. This will be my first time seeing you guys, so it's gonna be amazing. And speaking of Nordic Gothic, right? Your first album released last year. I think it's a fantastic record that perfectly captures like this Gothic 90s Gothic vibe, right? This magic sound. So how was the reception of the album so far on the press, on the fans? How do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's been very overwhelming. Of course, we knew that we have a good product in our hand with full of good songs, and not like actually, I think it's very coherent album. Every song is actually very good, and there's no like no bonus tracks on the album. But of course, we didn't know how people will react or how the press will react. But so far, we've been very surprised, like how people found it so quickly and how the press took it. We got good reviews and very like analytic stuff. People instantly got it what we were looking for. Like we are not making the 90s again, but we have a strong influence from the 90s bands and from the gothic clubs from all around the world. We lived that time. We were in the 20s back then, so well, and also we got pretty good chart positions in Finland. We were pretty high in the charts, and also we got the Finnish Grammy nomination for the best rock album of the year. So
Yeah.
everybody in the band would be lying if they say that yeah, that's the way it goes, because normally it doesn't go like that. And we finally have a festival summer, and we are even coming to South America. That's
Yeah.
insane. Insane. Normally,
Not
I
not
would
bad.
have taken it. Yeah.
Not bad for a debut album, right? It's amazing.
Yeah, everything has been going very well for us, and we are very thankful and grateful to the fans and to the media, and we have a good spirit in the band. We are totally like every time we see, we are so happy, and everybody likes the idea that we are doing something else what we haven't done ever. I've been playing. I play in the Amorphis.
Hmm.
Then there's that Tranquility, Halo Effect, Insomnium, Omnium, Gather Room, Demo Borgir. They are all very metal bands, and this
Yeah,
new band, Cemetery Skyline, is okay. There may be some metal atmospheres, but I personally think it's a melancholic hard rock album with a gothic twist.
yeah, definitely. Since you talk about the formation and the members of Santeri Kallio, how did the formation of the band come together? Who chooses who's gonna be part of it? Who will be part of it? what goal do you have in mind when you started the project?
Well, you probably read the story that we were on the American tour with the Omnium Gatherum and Amorphis in the same bus. And of course, I knew Markus Vanhala, but we never like really got to know each other. And one night we just got drunk in a bus somewhere in the middle of Texas and started to like socialize and get to know each other. And we got the idea that we should someday build the band together. This was back in 2018 or something, because I know Markus is a composer guy in a band. He's not just a musician who goes to the band and plays some other people's songs, but no, he's really like he has a strong influence with all his bands where he's playing. Like, and I do too. So we somehow, after a couple of beers, we got the crazy idea that we should put our forces together and make something, and maybe something good will come out of it. There was no discussion back then, like what kind of music or what, but we just agreed that someday we have to try to cooperate. And then later on, one day, maybe 2 years after or something, I got a phone call from him that now I have the band. I'm, I'm I'm thinking about doing like a gothic band from the roots and influences from Typo Negative, Sisters of Mercy, Paradise Lost and stuff. And it just sounded so interesting and wonderful. So I said immediately, like, yeah, let's do it. And then we started a little bit bounce the ideas, like some demos and stuff. And then we were thinking about the singer, and both of us has been touring a lot with Mikael Stanne because of the Dark Tranquillity, co-headline tours and tours what we've done in the last 20 years. So we thought he's a nice guy, he has a nice voice, and we knew he's very professional, so let's ask him. And he said yes immediately, because he also is the same generation than us, and he likes that kind of music a lot. And then we already got some vocal liners and stuff. And then I think he suggested bass player from Göteborg, Victor Brandt from Dimmu Borgir. And I knew him a little bit because we did Amorphis and Dimmu Borgir co-headline tour in Europe like a couple of years ago. I knew he's a nice guy. And he heard the music and said immediately, like, of course, I'm in. And and then we were thinking the drummer, and I can't remember who threw it in. Maybe Mikael threw it in that, hey, in the northern Finland, like it's almost in the Arctics. Vesa is there, he used to play in Sentence, and he doesn't have a band at the moment, like a professional band who's touring and stuff. And he may be interested because he probably wants to do this kind of music. And Vesa is my very old friend, and everybody knows him in Finland, all the musicians. Then we sent a couple of demos to Vesa, and he just shouted out that I'm in. It's like I'm going back home. So that's how the band was built together, like friendly friend relations and some surprises also. Yeah.
It's always nice to know an origin story, right? Like you said. So this will be on the Argentinian date. You will be joined by Halas, a Swedish prog rock band. I don't know if you know about this band, or it's the first time you heard about it.
I don't think I've heard about it, and I don't have the details about the shows. So nice to know that there is another band also.
Yeah. It's like a 70s prog influence prog rock band. So I think it's gonna
Sounds
be
perfect. Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
I'm a big 70s prog fan, and it's from Sweden, so it may be a good quality prog. Yeah, nobody knows. I will check it out.
I think the two of you will blend in nice together. So it's gonna be a interesting date. So how about the future of the band? Do you see it's too early to talk about a second studio album, maybe? Are you already talking about it?
Well, obviously it's coming at some point, but we haven't really agreed about timetables and when. And at the moment we are in the touring phase. Like we just started festivals. I think there's 4 done and maybe 10 to go, and then the North America show and then the South American show. But yeah, I already done a couple of songs for the new album, or maybe for the new album, and Markus already threw a couple of ideas because we are pretty busy guys. We have to compose when you actually have the time. You know, you can't delay too long. You may be on tour with another band or something. So we try to maximize the time, but I think we already have some ideas for the new album, but we really haven't spoken about it. And as we know, the new album, the first album went a little bit through, you know, so there's also a lot of show offers still for the next year. And some territories we have to go, like Japan. And the Finnish tour went so well, you know, all the shows were sold out pretty quickly. And it got very good reviews and feedback. So we are also planning maybe 2026 to make another Finnish leg and maybe combine it with personally, I think we should play in Sweden, especially Göteborg, because both Mikael and Victor live there. Yeah. But we just have to do that. So I'm hoping we could do like a small Finnish tour and then go to Sweden to play in their hometown. That would be so cool. And maybe even go down a little bit up down the hill, you know, to Germany. We still haven't played any shows for Germany. We got a couple of offers for the festivals this summer, but everybody's so busy that we couldn't confirm the German dates. So Germany is the Gothic music mecca, as we say. Yeah. You know, the Gothic music was very big in the 90s. So it's kind of funny that CEMETERY SKYLINE has a lot of shows in Europe, but they're all a little bit outside of Germany. So it will be a blast when we have a possibility to do a couple of German shows, but nobody knows. But I would say the new album will start to form maybe in fall, like really big time, because we have already a lot of ideas. Markus has thrown a couple of songs, and I have many ideas which I still have to finalize, let's put it this way.
Glad to hear this is coming back. So this is an amazing band and hoping for a new album soon. So since I have you here, there's an Amorphis question I'd like to ask you. You'll be releasing a new album in September as well, called Borderland. What can you tell me in advance about this album, the direction of the sound, anything you want to share with us?
Well, we took a risk and we took a new producer who we haven't worked with, and we didn't really ask from the friends like what's his style and stuff. So I think the new album has a massive sound. It's very melodic compared to the Halo, for example, but it's still Amorphis. The album sounds very fresh and organic because the production way was more like he didn't take a part in every tiny bit of the album. Jacob Hansen, very famous Danish producer, he more like told us that you guys make the music and I control that it will be good. So it was fun with the guys to go back to the roots, and it's more like a band album that we have. I think last time we worked like this, that the band actually makes everything, totally everything. I think Beginning of Times and Skyforger were the last albums. After that, we've been using producers who really take under control all the details. But Jakob's style was different. He was more like, you are old guys, you know, you've been doing this for 30 years. So maybe you do the music, and I little bit control that everything's there and everything's good. And the sound is insanely good and big and massive. So I hope the Amorphis fans will be happy, because it's totally fresh, new Amorphis. Sound is different, production way is different, songs are a little bit more melodic and stuff. So I'm really excited about to hear how they see it, because we are too close to the product. We can't say anything.
Yeah, it's coming right now. So the single you released is very good. So hoping it's gonna be a very great album as well. And you will hear in Montevideo, Uruguay last year. It was an amazing show. It was my favorite show of the year that year here in Uruguay. So congratulations for an amazing show as well. So what I always like to ask, this is the last question. I always like to ask, what music are you currently listening to? If you stick with the classics or you prefer new sounds and you keep up with the new releases, what are you listening to?
Uh, if okay, I stick with the classics pretty much, like 80s classics, 70s classics, and 80s pop music.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. But of course, I follow a lot of all my friends' releases. You know, it's very interesting, and it's nice to hear what your fellow musicians do. So maybe mostly I listen to friends' projects and albums, and some good old classics like one good interesting album was the Opeth's new album.
Yeah.
It was nice to listen and hear how proggy it goes. But mostly there's so many. I know so many people in Finland. You know, all the musicians. So there's all the time like a queue that you have to listen his band and his band and his band. There's not so much room for any others, but oldies and goldies is nice. Nice to go back to the atmospheres you felt when you were younger, and everything was so exciting.
Okay, man. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you on September the 13th in Argentina, and we'll see you in a couple of months. Take care.
Absolutely. See you in Buenos Aires.
Of course.
And have a nice day. Yeah.
Take care, man.
Have a nice day. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Don't want this to be, don't want this